Well, now it's 1968. We've time warped forward to the Vietnam conflict. The Texas military forces, Texas Army and Air National Guard, of course, were not mobilized for the Vietnam War. They were engaged in fighting the much larger Cold War at the time. Nonetheless, a lot of men and women who served in the Texas National Guard before and after Vietnam took part in that conflict. These men and women did their duty for their country just like the men and women who fought and served in both world wars in Korea. And it is important to the Texas military forces that we honor their courage, service, and sacrifice, as well as those who wore the uniform of the Texas National Guard in the World Wars and the Cold War. What we are going to do for you this afternoon is to give you a brief little look at a typical tactical scenario that would have taken place during the war in Vietnam. We're going to have a dismounted armored infantry contingent approach a village suspected to be occupied by the enemy. The enemy is going to stage an ambush from that village, pinning down the American troops, at which point we will call in air assault reinforcements to enable us to take the enemy position. This is not going to last terribly long. Obviously, we are on a parade ground, not in the jungles or the rice paddies of Vietnam, but we have tried to give you some suggestion of the type of terrain, and the person who is absolutely responsible for creating the set that we have out here today is the museum's curator of exhibits, Mr. Edward Zepeda, wearing the white hat in front of me. I would also be remiss if I did not mention that although admission to the museum and its programs is free, putting on programs like this is not free. This helicopter that you see flying around here is privately owned. It does not belong to the Army or the National Guard. It is costing the museum $5,000 to bring that helicopter here to be part of this program. We are happy to do that. But we would certainly appreciate your help in picking up the tab for bringing in that helicopter. Any souvenirs that you buy at the museum, any money you put in our donation box or put in the hands of one of the troops at the end of this event today is all going to go to paying the gentleman who brought this helicopter through very bad weather from Fort Worth to be part of honoring our Vietnam veterans. So your help is deeply appreciated. We raised $3,000 previous to the event toward the $5,000 we need for the helicopter. One of the men who donated $1,000 is flying in the helicopter right now as a door gunner. So you can see there are perks to being a big donor. Another person who did a great deal individually to help bring the helicopter is Mr. Charlie Wallace. Charlie, raise your right hand. He donated $500 to bring the helicopter here. So Charlie, thank you very much. And Lee Kurgan up there in the helicopter, and all those who have donated, and those of you who are going to chip in today, we deeply, deeply appreciate it. Folks, we're going to get this started. One of the things I'm going to ask you to do is basically everybody now is frozen in concrete. You are not to move forward, left, or right. You can go backward, and that is the only direction that you can go. And that is our Adjutant General, Major General Mayorga, who is thanking Charlie for what he's done. Thank you, sir. So folks, please don't go forward on the field, not even after it's over, until I tell you it's safe. We don't want anybody to get hurt, but we appreciate you coming out here and being part of our effort to honor our Vietnam veterans. And would the Vietnam veterans in the audience raise their hands, please? Those are the heroes we honor this afternoon. Thank